Friends, in the previous video, we saw how to add user, how to remove user, that is delete user. Today we shall see how to change users groups, how to do user accounting, and how to check various things about user. For example, the user's GID, that is group ID, user's UID, that is user ID, the groups to which the user belongs, using just one command. We'll try to find out, we'll try to understand all these things. Well, first of all, let us find out what all are the groups of test1. Well, test1 belongs to various groups called test1, ADM, that is administration, CD-ROM, sudo, dip, plugdev, and LXT. Let us also see groups of user test3. Test3 belongs to two groups, test3 and sudo. Let's check about test4. Test4 belongs only to group test4. Yesterday we had said that when a user is created, the user is created and along with that the user's group is created with the same username, right? So test4, when it was created, the group test4 and the user test4 were created at the same time. Now let us try to modify this test4 group using the command called usermod. We'll say -a, I'll explain this command, g, we'll say sudo, and the username is test4. Please remember, test4 is only a member of group test4. Now when I give this command, you will see that the test4 users groups have changed now. One group is added to test4, that is sudo group. So test4 user belongs to two groups, test4 and sudo. Now try to understand the command sudo usermod. The command is usermod -a, that is append the new group. What happens otherwise is, if you do not give this -a, all other groups that the user belongs to will be deleted and the user will only become member of whatever is specified as a group. So -a is append, -g means groups, the new group to which the user must belong. We have given that group as sudo and the username finally we gave as test4. So now let us also try and use the same command for test5, or let us say we shall change this. Instead of sudo, let's say we give group of CD-ROM, right, to test5. Now you will see the groups of test5 will be test5 and CD-ROM, right? So you can make a user member of various groups. By the way, let me also explain the directory permissions, the file permissions in Linux. The sequence is RWX. Now you can see that it is R is read, W is write, and X is execute. Now you can see that X is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 0 is 1, W is 2 raised to 1, and R is 2 raised to 2. It's an octal number. So when you say, if you want to give permission RWX, it will be R is 4, 2 raised to 2, plus 2 plus 1, right? So if you give a permission of 700, the first user will have all the permissions, the group will have no permission, and others will also have no permission. 421, if the permission is 777, if the permission is 777, or let's say 700, that means the user has full permissions of R, W and X. The group to which the user belongs has no permissions 0. So that means there is no read, there is no write, there is no execute. And even for others, the permission is 0, that is R is 0, W is 0 and execute is 0. So 700 means only the user has write over or has a read, write, execute rights, permissions to the given directory or given file. If you have something like, let's say the permission given is now 7, 5 and 5. 7, 5, 5. Now you can see that in this case the permissions are read, which is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, so 2 is not, in fact the write permission is not given, 4, 0, 1, that means read permission is given, no write permission, but execute permission is given, so 7, 5, 5. The user has permission of 7. Permission of 7 means RWX all. Permission of 5 means 4 plus 1. So read is given, execute is given, write is not given, right? So the group has permission of 7, 5. The group has permission of 5, and others also have read and execute permissions. If the permission given is, let us say, 7, 7, 7, then all the permissions, that is read, write, execute, are given to the user, also given to the group, and also given to others. This is generally not done. When the permissions are 711, 711 permissions would be typically user has a permission of 7, that is read, write, execute. The group has permission of read 0, write 0 and execute 1. So execute permission, and others also have execute permissions, that is because the number is 1. Okay. So this is how the permissions are given. Now if you do not have read access to a file, that is there is no read access, you give permission like 7, 3, 3. This is useless permission, right? If you can't read the file, how can you write to the file, or how can you execute that file? So this is generally not, this is typically not done. So this is how the user permissions are determined. We'll see an example on this in some other video. So as of now, we are able to add a user to different groups. We can modify users groups and so on. Now you can also have accounting of the user. I think I had told you that we shall be doing accounting in some later video. So today I'll show you some very basics of accounting. If you say last and the username is test1, let's say you can see the whole history of test1, what all, from where all the test1 user had logged in. You can possibly go a little further, write a shell script and find out the total amount of time that the user was logged in. You can actually have a complete detailed data of what the user was doing. See, this WTMP begins Friday, August 16. So that is when this server was created. So from the date of creation till date right now, it is showing all whatever was the user's logins. Then if you say ID, let's say we'll say sudo ID test1. Now this command tells me the UID of the user ID, which is 1000. GID of the user, it is 1000. You can see there is a test1 written in bracket in both these places. This is the group, first of all the UID and the group name, which is test1 UID, and the group name is test1. The groups to which this user belongs, it is test1, ADM, CD-ROM, sudo, then dip, then plugdev and LXD. So these are the groups to which the user belongs. So you can check to what all groups does this user belong. So things are not very difficult. It is very simple. With the last command you can find out where and when the user had logged in, from what terminal, from at what time, and so on. You can see terminals also are given, seat 0, TTY2, TTY1. So every information is available to you from this. Okay. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thanks a lot. Please like this video. Please share this video. Please subscribe to our channel Kelker's Linux World.